People lose power not because they lack strength, but because they make small, fatal mistakes that expose their weakness to the world. Today, we are going to eliminate those mistakes. Because power is not given, it is taken and protected. Welcome. I am your narrator, and today we draw our wisdom from Niccolò Machiavelli, the master of political maneuvering and psychological mastery. If you wish to gain influence, respect, and control over your life and your surroundings, you must learn what to never do. These are 12 acts that instantly destroy authority, make you manipulable, and invite defeat. Avoid them, and you will stand above those who stumble. In the realm of power, one of the greatest weapons is not the sword, nor the voice, nor even wealth. It is the image you project to the world. For humans are not governed by truth, they are governed by perception, by what they think they see, by the characters they believe you to be, and this is where the wise strategist sets their foundation. You must appear virtuous, honorable, trustworthy, compassionate. Even when your ambitions reach far beyond such gentle illusions, Machiavelli understood that men judge more by appearances than by reality. People rarely look deeply. They prefer simple stories, simple categories, heroes and villains. And so, the one who learns to shape their image shapes the beliefs of others, and those beliefs are the chains by which society binds itself. When you appear virtuous, people lower their guard. They assume purity where there is calculation. They assume honesty where there is strategy. They relax their suspicion. And in that relaxation, they offer you openings. They give you trust. They give you space. They give you influence. And influence is the shadow from which power emerges. You see, to reveal your ambitions plainly is to invite resistance. You declare your desires openly. You give others time and reason to block you. But when you cloak intent in the garments of virtue, your steps are unseen. Your moves are unchallenged. Your assent appears natural, even deserved. Do not misunderstand. This is not a call for deceit without purpose. It is a call for strategic presentation. If you wish to build, grow, lead, conquer, or command anything, whether in career, relationships, reputation, politics, business, you must master the art of appearing good while acting with intention. Consider how the lion hunts. It does not roar before it strikes. It stalks quietly. It moves unseen. The prey never realizes the danger until the lion already has advantage. Yet the lion remains the lion, strong, resolute, dominant. The quiet approach does not make it weaker, it makes it smarter. So too must you become. Speak with kindness, behave with politeness, present humility when humility benefits you, to attack directly, to show dominance openly, to make demands loudly. These are actions for those who lack the patience and subtlety that true power requires. If you wish to be taken lightly, to be underestimated, to be dismissed as harmless, good. Let them believe that, because no one defends themselves against what they do not see as a threat. Picture an individual in your life who tries too hard to prove their power. They speak loudly of their achievements. They demand recognition. They announce their plans. They cannot hide their hunger. This kind of person exposes themselves. Others see them coming from a distance. Their ambitions are clumsy. Their intentions are obvious. And because they can be anticipated, they can be controlled, resisted, or undermined. But imagine another person, quiet, composed, charming when necessary, agreeable in small matters, never arguing openly, never insisting too sharply. People think of this person as considerate, thoughtful, maybe even harmless. Yet behind this gentle mask, calculations are forming, decisions are being made, moves are prepared while no one is watching. And when this person finally takes action, there is no resistance, because no one expected anything. This is the difference between appearing virtuous and acting strategically. When you embody this principle, conversations change. People speak freely around you. They reveal their opinions. They expose their vulnerabilities. They show their character without realizing they are being observed. And you, maintaining your composed, agreeable exterior, collect information. You gather knowledge. You see the structure of the social game unfolding around you. Information is leverage, and leverage is power. But be warned, the greatest mistake is overacting the role of virtue. Too much purity becomes suspicious. Too much morality appears staged. You must not attempt to be perceived as the saint, for saints are not trusted. They are resented, mocked, or feared. Instead, you must be relatable, understandable, just virtuous enough to be respected, not so much that you become unbelievable. Confess small flaws if necessary. Admit minor mistakes when it costs you nothing. These small imperfections create credibility for your mask. They make your good qualities appear authentic. For example, if you wish to appear humble, do not announce humility. Simply allow others to speak more, ask questions, listen more than you speak. People will assign the label of humility to you without you ever naming it. If you wish to appear generous, offer something small that costs you little but feels meaningful to the receiver. The cost is minimal. The return is loyalty. If you wish to appear dependable, keep your word, especially in situations where the outcome is visible to others. People do not remember the 100 promises kept in private. They remember the single one displayed in public. These gestures shape reputation, and reputation shapes opportunity. Power does not require cruelty, nor deception, nor dominance in every moment. It requires awareness, the awareness that people do not see truth. They see symbols, narratives, faces, and the face you present must be crafted with intention. There is a truth about power that many fail to grasp. It is not strength alone that grants authority. It is not intelligence, nor resources, nor experience. It is the perception that you are in control. When others believe that you stand firm, confident, and unshaken, they follow you. They trust your direction. They respect your presence. But the moment they sense hesitation, the moment they see fear flicker in your eyes, the illusion breaks. And once the illusion breaks, authority dissolves. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is natural. Doubt is inevitable. Every leader, every strategist, every powerful figure has known fear in silence. The key is that they do not show it. They do not let it escape into the world where others can feed on it. Because once fear is seen, it is used, and there is nothing more dangerous than who you become when others feel they can move you. Machiavelli reminds us, power is not simply what you hold, power is what others believe you hold. The battlefield of influence is psychological. If people sense uncertainty in you, they will question your decisions. If they question your decisions, they will question your authority. And the moment they question your authority, your rule begins to erode. Think of any moment in your life when someone seemed unsure. Their instructions became weaker. Their opinions carried no weight. Their leadership became hollow. The room does not follow the doubtful. The room follows the one who appears certain. Even if that certainty is carefully crafted, confidence is persuasive. Doubt is contagious. You must make sure you are spreading the former, not the latter. Understand the fundamental nature of human observation. People are always watching. Every pause, every hesitation, every subtle change in tone. They read it. They may not speak of it, but they feel it. Humans possess an instinct that senses who is in control and who is faltering. It is ancient, it is primal. When danger once lurked in the shadows, the tribe needed a leader who did not break, who did not crumble. That instinct remains today, unchanged, disguised inside modern clothing, offices, relationships, and social structures. So when you face pressure, do not flinch. When you are uncertain, do not reveal it. When you are deciding, decide with a steady tone, even if the decision internally feels heavy, because leadership is not about always being correct. It is about being steady when others are not. Now, some will argue that vulnerability is strength, that showing your feelings creates trust, and perhaps, in friendship, in softer matters of the heart, this is true. But we are not speaking of emotional closeness. We are speaking of power, and power does not survive vulnerability. The moment people sense your doubt, they stop leaning on you, they stop depending on you, they stop seeing you as the pillar in the room. Instead, they see someone who can be influenced, someone who can be swayed, someone who can be managed. And once they believe they can manage you, they will attempt to control you. This does not mean you must be without fear. It means you must learn to master your reaction to fear. When pressure rises, breathe slower. When uncertainty appears, speak deliberately. When your mind races, your voice should not. People follow stability, and they follow the one who shows it. Think of a storm, winds raging, rain pounding, chaos everywhere. And in the center, an unmoving stone pillar. While everything sways, crashes, and shakes, the pillar remains. It does not announce its strength, it simply stands. This is what the powerful are. The strong are not loud. The strong do not panic. The strong do not explain their anxiety. The strong hold their posture, and posture is everything. But there is a deeper layer. When you refuse to show fear, when you hold your confidence in place, even while doubt claws at your mind, something begins to happen internally. You begin to become what you pretend to be. The mask shapes the face beneath it. If you play the role long enough, confidence becomes real, strength becomes natural, presence becomes effortless. This is what separates the ruler from the ruled. The ruled react to their fear. The ruler commands it. The ruled speak when nervous. The ruler becomes quieter. The ruled seek reassurance. The ruler provides it. People will always search for the person who appears calm when chaos arrives. That is the one they follow. That is the one they trust. That is the one they obey. So, in your daily life, carry yourself as though you do not break. When challenged, do not rush to defend yourself. When insulted, do not respond emotionally. When faced with conflict, keep your voice level. When someone expects you to react, remain still. Stillness is power. Composure is influence. Silence is dominance. For when the world becomes loud, the one who remains calm becomes the center. Words are weapons. They strike silently, but their impact can resonate for years, and yet so many throw them carelessly, failing to see that a poorly aimed insult is not just a momentary offense, it is a strategic error. To insult without purpose is to reveal weakness. It exposes the inner turmoil, the lack of control, the impulsive nature of the speaker. Machiavelli understood this clearly. In the theater of influence, one must act with calculation. Words must be chosen as carefully as the steps of a chess master. Every phrase, every tone, every subtle intonation carries weight. Consider this. The person who insults without reason may feel powerful in the instant. Their words might sting. Their audience might flinch. But that power is fleeting. Soon, others begin to perceive them as unstable. They see that this person allows emotion to dictate action. And once emotion dictates action, control slips, authority falters, respect diminishes. Insulting without purpose is a form of self-sabotage. It invites retaliation. It creates enemies where none need exist. It signals that you cannot think strategically, that you cannot measure the consequences of your own speech. And in the world of power, enemies are never idle. They wait. They observe. They strike at the first sign of weakness. Machiavelli would advise, insult only when it serves a greater purpose. When the insult furthers your goals, weakens a rival, or consolidates your position, it becomes a tool. When it is born of anger, of ego, or of impatience, it becomes a liability. Strategy is not the absence of emotion, it is the mastery of it. A ruler who allows passion to govern speech is a ruler in decline. Observe those around you. People often underestimate the damage of careless words. A slight word, an offhand remark, a sarcastic tone, it lingers, it spreads, it shifts perceptions subtly but irrevocably. And those who recognize the pattern exploit it. They remember who spoke recklessly, who exposed impatience, who allowed pride to run ahead of reason. Every insult left unchecked is a seed for future conflict. Yet, there is a subtle power in insult when used correctly. It is not mere cruelty, nor is it rash aggression. It is precision, intention, strategy. When aimed at the correct moment, at the correct target, it achieves results that diplomacy cannot. It exposes weaknesses in rivals. It rallies supporters to your side. It signals dominance without the need for overt force. But the key lies in timing and context. The wrong insult, in the wrong place at the wrong time, transforms you from the hunter into the hunted. The world notices. Allies shift. Rivals advance. Influence crumbles. Let me give you an example. Consider a council of advisors or a board of decision makers. One member allows frustration to speak through a careless jab. The room goes silent for a moment. Eyes flicker. The speaker feels momentarily relieved, believing they have asserted authority. But those around them are thinking, is this person impulsive? Can they be trusted to remain calm? Are their emotions a threat to stability? Respect diminishes in the blink of an eye. Control slips. That single insult, born of impatience, creates doubt where previously there was certainty. Now imagine another approach. The same situation arises, tension mounts, but instead of speaking with venom, the strategist observes, calculates, and uses words to guide the room subtly, perhaps a question, a measured critique, a pointed observation. The result is the same objective achieved, without revealing weakness, without burning bridges, without feeding resentment. This is the essence of Machiavellian restraint, influence without exposure, power without unnecessary conflict. It is essential to understand the psychology at play. People do not forget insults, even minor ones. Human memory exaggerates slight offenses. It transforms a passing comment into a narrative of grievance. Alliances are tested by perceived slights. Loyalties are broken by words that could have been left unsaid. And those who fail to measure their speech inevitably discover the cost. To act strategically is to master the silent art of control, to know when words can harm and when they can serve, to recognize that power is measured not by the volume of your anger, but by the effectiveness of your restraint. This mastery begins with awareness. Observe your impulses, watch the stirrings of pride, the flare of indignation, the desire to retaliate. Then pause, ask yourself, does this statement advance my purpose? Does it strengthen my position? Does it serve my strategy? If the answer is no, do not speak. Silence is a shield. Silence is power. Silence is a tool often ignored, yet more effective than any careless insult. And when action is necessary, when insult becomes the instrument of strategy, ensure it is precise and unavoidable. Allow it to be a calculated blow, not a reaction. The difference is subtle but monumental. One signals control, the other signals weakness. Machiavelli understood that those who fail to master the tongue are doomed to a life of reactive chaos. They are tossed about by circumstances, manipulated by others, consumed by rivalries they could have avoided. But those who speak with purpose, who wield words as tools rather than weapons, create a path of influence and dominance. They craft their environment not through brute force, but through foresight, patience, and precision. Insult without purpose is reckless. Insult with calculation is strategic. One weakens, one empowers, and the difference is seen by everyone who observes consciously or unconsciously. Every conversation, every negotiation, every casual exchange becomes a stage. And on that stage, your words are the props, the signals, the instruments of control. Handle them wisely, or they will betray you. Remember, in human interaction, emotions are weapons and restraint is armor. The unrestrained reveal themselves, the disciplined remain untouchable, the unthinking alienate, the strategic influence. Every insult left unchecked, every careless word thrown in anger, every small humiliation inflicted for ego alone becomes a chain. And chains restrict even the strongest. Control your tongue, and you control perception. Control perception, and you control power. Control power, and you shape the world around you. Honesty is often hailed as a virtue. Parents teach it, teachers insist upon it, society demands it. And yet, in the subtle currents of power, honesty can be a dangerous double-edged weapon. To speak truth without purpose is to hand others the keys to your strategy, to expose the inner workings of your mind, and to weaken the fortress of your influence. Machiavelli understood this. He observed that rulers, leaders, and strategists who revealed too much were quickly undermined, even by those they trusted. To be honest without reason is to give leverage to enemies and to provide ammunition to rivals. People rarely see the full truth of others, and yet they instinctively act on the truth they perceive. The more they understand of your intentions, the more they can anticipate your moves, manipulate your plans, and position themselves ahead of you. The moment you reveal what you truly think, desire, or plan, you surrender control. And control, as Machiavelli insists, is the essence of power. Consider this. In negotiation, in leadership, in relationships, honesty without calculation can be catastrophic. If you reveal your goals, your hesitations, or your doubts, you allow others to exploit them. They adjust their strategy to counter yours. They manipulate your weaknesses. They prepare defenses against your intentions. You become predictable. You become manageable. You become vulnerable. And yet, honesty has its place. It is a tool, a carefully measured instrument, not a default. When honesty serves a purpose, when it disarms, when it gains trust, when it advances your objectives, it becomes powerful. But unplanned honesty is reckless. It is a surrender of advantage. It is a declaration that you have not thought strategically. Observe the people around you. Notice how they reveal themselves casually, in moments of carelessness. A phrase too revealing, a confession in passing, a truth spoken to impress or appease. It is always noticed, even when unnoticed consciously. It is absorbed, processed, and stored. People will use these fragments against you when opportunity arises. Every word left unchecked can return as a knife in the most unexpected moment. The wise understand that honesty must be guarded, like treasure in a vault. To reveal a secret, a plan, or an intention is to give life to someone else's power. To reveal doubts or fears is to invite manipulation. And yet, to always lie, to mask every thought, is also dangerous. The world respects discernment and clarity. Complete deception breeds suspicion, distrust, and isolation. The solution, therefore, is subtlety. Speak selectively. Reveal only what strengthens your position. Conceal what may weaken it. Craft your words with precision. Let the truth you share be a mirror that reflects what others wish to see, not a window into your intentions. If you must confess, do so strategically. If you must reveal, do so in a way that reinforces control. The goal is not deception for its own sake, but advantage. Imagine a leader in council. A colleague asks a question about intentions, strategy, or plans. The unwise answer fully, believing in transparency. In that moment, others gain knowledge they can exploit. They anticipate the leader's moves, influence decisions around them, and subtly undermine authority. The careful strategist, however, responds ambiguously, giving just enough to satisfy curiosity without compromising position. The room believes it understands the truth, yet the leader retains control, moving freely while others maneuver in partial shadows. Honesty must always serve a function. It is a tool of influence, not a moral obligation. Confess to gain trust, to disarm a rival, to guide perception, but never to satisfy impulse, to relieve conscience, or to impress others with transparency. Such honesty is weakness disguised as virtue. It exposes vulnerabilities, sows doubt, and invites manipulation. And there is an additional danger. Honesty breeds expectation. The moment you are consistently truthful, people begin to rely on it. They assume you will continue to reveal your intentions, to be transparent in all matters. This expectation becomes a cage. Once trapped, you can no longer act freely. You are compelled by your own pattern of honesty to disclose, to explain, to justify. And each disclosure, however minor, chips away at your autonomy, reducing your ability to maneuver in critical moments. Machiavelli observed that the prudent leader speaks as needed, not as compelled. Words are currency, and truth is one of the most valuable coins. Spend it only when it maximizes return. Guard your mind like a fortress, and allow your words to be the drawbridge. Lowered only when it benefits you, raised at all other times. Remember also that people rarely question what they do not understand. If you obscure your intentions slightly, if you reveal partial truths or controlled facts, others will construct their own narratives, often underestimating your full power. They will miscalculate, they will hesitate, they will act imperfectly. And in this hesitation, in this error, your influence grows silently, inexorably. Do not mistake openness for strength. Strength is measured in the control of information. The one who manages what others know manages the battlefield of perception. To speak too freely, to reveal inner thoughts without calculation, is to hand power to others without a fight. To conceal strategically, to reveal intentionally, is to wield power with subtle mastery. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to shape perception. Every exchange is a potential battlefield, and the disciplined mind, aware of the dangers of unnecessary honesty, navigates these spaces with precision. Those who fail to do so are left exposed, vulnerable, and easily outmaneuvered. The lesson is clear. Honesty is not a moral imperative, it is a strategic decision. Reveal what strengthens you. Conceal what endangers you. Speak when it serves purpose. Remain silent when it does not. Those who master this balance command respect. Those who ignore it invite chaos. Information is the most valuable resource in human interaction. Control it, and you control outcomes. Waste it, and you surrender power. Every word matters. Every truth must be measured. And the true strategist learns that restraint, precision, and subtlety in honesty create influence far greater than any act of careless openness ever could. Power is not shared. It is claimed, guarded, and expanded. Yet, so many willingly hand their influence to the hands of others, trusting too deeply, leaning too heavily, and placing their fate in the decisions of those who may not share their interests. Machiavelli understood this danger better than any. Dependence is a subtle poison. It may appear safe at first, comforting even, but the cost is your autonomy, your authority, and ultimately, your freedom. Relying entirely on another, whether a colleague, an ally, a friend, or a partner, is an invitation to vulnerability. The moment your success depends on someone else, your destiny is no longer fully yours. Others can betray, falter, or miscalculate, and the consequences fall squarely on you. Even those who seem loyal, even those bound by oath or gratitude, are not immune to self-interest. Human nature is consistent. Every individual will act in ways that serve themselves first, and you must anticipate this reality before it becomes a threat. Consider the simplest example: a project or plan that requires collaboration. One person promises support, another claims allegiance. You rely on their words and assume the work will be completed, the role fulfilled, the promise kept. But what happens when they fail? Perhaps they act slowly, carelessly, or in a way that conflicts with your goals. Perhaps they shift priorities or betray trust for personal gain. The results are the same. You are left exposed, scrambling, and vulnerable. Dependence on others is a gamble with stakes far higher than most realize. The wise strategist, therefore, builds contingency. They recognize that alliances are useful but not absolute. They cultivate relationships, yes, but never allow the survival of their power or the execution of their plans to hinge solely on others. They remain self-sufficient, able to act independently, able to pivot when circumstances shift, because the only reliable force in the world is the one you control entirely, yourself. Alliances are temporary, even when sincere. Loyalties shift, interests change. A partner today may become a competitor tomorrow. A supporter may become a threat. The political, social, and professional landscapes are fluid, and the moment you place your fate entirely in another's hands, you surrender control. This is not paranoia, it is reality. Machiavelli observed this repeatedly among rulers and princes, whose fortunes rose and fell not simply because of enemies outside their walls, but because of those they trusted within them. This principle does not forbid collaboration. It does not reject alliance. It does not deny friendship or partnership. What it demands is strategic independence. You may work with others, but you must ensure that your own abilities, resources, and judgment remain sufficient to secure your objectives alone. You must be capable of succeeding, even if every ally fails, if every supporter turns against you, if every expectation is broken. This is the foundation of resilience. Think of the leaders who rise and fall in history. Those who place too much reliance on others often collapse under betrayal, mismanagement, or unexpected shifts in allegiance. They assume loyalty is permanent, competence guaranteed, and intentions aligned. They are punished by the reality that others act in their own interest. First, those who understand this, who cultivate self-reliance alongside alliances, retain control even when the world around them is chaotic. Independence does not mean isolation. It does not mean rejecting support or refusing collaboration. It means maintaining a position where the loss of an ally does not threaten your ability to act, to survive, to advance. It means always being the principal actor in your own narrative, never a secondary character in someone else's script. It means building your influence, knowledge, and resources to a level where external factors enhance your power, but do not determine it. Observe how people depend on others. Notice the ones who hesitate, who wait for permission, who require validation. Watch the ones who follow the lead of stronger personalities. Their growth is limited, their influence constrained, their path dependent. Compare them to the strategist who acts decisively, who maintains autonomy, who who leverages others without being bound by them. The difference is profound. One reacts to circumstances, the other shapes them. One waits for fate, the other commands it. Self-sufficiency is more than practical, it is psychological. When you know that your achievements do not depend entirely on another, confidence grows. Fear of betrayal diminishes. Your focus shifts from monitoring allies to executing strategy. You operate from strength, not from dependency, and this strength is visible to those around you. People follow those who are capable and decisive, not those who lean heavily on the support of others. Alliances are tools. Allies are instruments. They should enhance your strategy, extend your reach, and provide support, but never dictate your outcomes. To depend entirely on them is to surrender your agency. To wield them correctly is to multiply your power. The difference lies in foresight, discipline, and a deep understanding of human nature. Machiavelli warns us that the ambitious, the powerful, and the wise always ensure that their success cannot be undone by the failure or betrayal of another. Consider your own life, your work, your ambitions. How much of your success relies entirely on others? How often do you wait for someone else to act before taking the next step? How frequently do you invest trust without safeguards, allowing your progress to hinge on another's will? The consequences are subtle at first, but they compound. Dependency is a slow erosion of freedom. Every reliance is a thread, too many threads, and the fabric of your independence tears. Machiavelli would argue that true power is layered. It is the combination of alliances leveraged, resources accumulated, influence exerted, and most importantly, self-reliance maintained. Those who achieve greatness are never wholly at the mercy of others. They cultivate networks, yes, they seek counsel, yes, but they are capable of acting alone, of advancing without support, of controlling their fate regardless of the whims, failings, or betrayal of those around them. The lesson is clear. Never allow your ambitions to be entirely bound to another's actions. Build, plan, and act in a way that ensures your agency is absolute. Allies and support are advantages, not necessities. When you internalize this principle, every partnership, every collaboration, every alliance becomes a tool you control rather than a leash that controls you. Autonomy is the cornerstone of influence. Independence is the foundation of authority. The wise understand that those who control themselves, rather than depending entirely on others, wield power not only more effectively but more durably. Every decision, every action, every plan must be executed with the awareness that your strength is ultimately yours alone. The external world may shift, allies may falter, rivals may rise, but if your power does not rely entirely on another, you remain unshakable, untouchable, and free. Power is not a gift, it is a discipline. It is cultivated through awareness, strategy, and relentless self-mastery. Throughout this journey, we have explored the principles that separate the cautious from the powerful, the reactive from the commanding. To appear virtuous while acting strategically ensures that perception bends to your favor. To never show fear or doubt fortifies your presence, making others follow where you lead. To insult only with purpose preserves authority and prevents unnecessary enemies. To avoid unnecessary honesty protects your intentions and safeguards your advantage. And to never depend entirely on others anchors your autonomy, ensuring that your destiny remains firmly in your hands. Each of these lessons is a tool, a shield, and a weapon. Alone, they offer guidance. Together, they create a framework for influence that is precise, disciplined, and unyielding. Machiavelli's wisdom teaches that the world responds not to virtue alone, nor to raw strength, but to the careful orchestration of perception, action, and control. Power is not passive, it is active, it is deliberate. And those who master these 12 principles do more than survive. They thrive, they command, and they shape the world according to their will. The question is no longer whether you understand these truths, but whether you have the discipline to live them, to act, to calculate, to move with intention while others stumble blindly. The choice is yours, the stage is set, and the consequences of action or inaction are absolute. The world watches, your moves define your fate, every decision, every gesture, every word shapes the empire of influence you build. Master yourself, master perception, and power will follow.